Every woodworker on the planet has this problem. You know what I'm talking about. Scrap wood. We've all got it. We don't want to throw it away because one day it just might come in handy. But before too long, we've all experienced this, your workshop ends up looking like a dog's breakfast. Absolute schmozzle. So today I'm finally fixing that issue by building a compact wood storage cart designed specifically for small workshops like mine. But there's one catch. There's always a catch. It has to fit within this tiny space, which, let's face it, is going to be a challenge. Now, the first thing we need to do is to start cutting up the sheets on the table saw for the storage cart. Now, I've just had a bit of a brainwave. Hard to believe, I know. But I was just thinking, not only can this cart store offcuts, which is what I'm designing it for, but I've also got a couple of other annoying storage issues that have been driving me nuts that could be addressed here, if it fits. But you just need to wait around to see if that happens. Could be an absolute disaster. Oh well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yo! I often get questions about my table saw, flip top miter saw, workbench combo that I recently made. If you'd like to make one just like mine, do yourself a favour and check out the plans down below. Now here's a really good tip if you ever find yourself cutting a piece of timber that is wider than the cutting capacity of your saw. Now this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. With the saw fully extended, you can see that the blade's cutting capacity just doesn't quite reach to the edge of the sheet that I'm cutting for this project. But there is a solution apart from lifting the sheet up toward the blade, which is a little dangerous and can damage the sheet. All you need to do is to lay down some scrap on the base of the saw. One might do, but in my case I need two. So there's one set there, and then another set over here, which will act as support for the piece of wood that we're trying to cut. And what that does is that it lifts this piece of wood up, which means now when the blade comes down, it has the capacity to cut the entire width of that board. Great tip, knackers! Another quick tip when using the miter saw, especially when it comes to cutting angles and you want a precise cut, use the hold down clamp that comes with the saw, which will hold the piece securely down and stop it from moving during the cutting process. Now with the miter saw not required for a while, away it goes so that we have room on the bench to cut some sheets on the table saw. For the storage cart, there will be some shelves that will involve cutting some dados for, which is made so much easier with this homemade dado jig. Now this jig has been an absolute lifesaver when it comes to cutting dados. All you need to do is to open the jig up and then place in a couple of pieces of scrap the same dimension as the shelving that you're using. Close the jig up against those scrap pieces, tighten the screws, and you're done. It's that easy. So let's go ahead, get those dados cut, And if you'd like to make one of these amazing Dado jigs for yourself, I'll leave a link to the plans down below, so do yourself a favour and check those out. Alrighty, where's that router? Ah, there he is in his nice new home, safe and sound. Let's get to work and cut some dados. To use the jig, all you need to do is place it on your mark, clamp it down, and away you go. Suck up the dust, take off the jig, and check that out. Perfect dados every single time. Sorry about the interruption, folks, but I just had a quick break for a spot of lunch, and I was thinking about my old dad, who's no longer with us, and how he used to work 12 hours a day, 12 hours, just to put food on our table. Very hard worker, my old man, but a very slow cook. Slow cook. Classic. With all the pieces cut and using screws, it's time to assemble the unit, which I'm doing up on top of the workbench, mainly because it's a bit easier on my dodgy old back and knees, as I don't have to bend down, which is a godsend for a bloke who's just about to enter his 7th decade. Now remember earlier on I spoke about having some extra storage on the storage cart for something apart from scrap wood? Well, this is where it's going to happen. What I'm thinking is that I have a lot of screw boxes, like this one here, which are a pain in the bum to store, but I access them all the time. So I think they'll be able to slot straight in there like that on those series of shelves, and over here will be the scrap wood. Not a bad combo, I reckon. Now, a lot of people ask me what the black material is that I use for a lot of my projects. Well, it's called form ply, and the panels are manufactured using a high density of phenolic resin impregnated paper bonded to an exterior grade plywood core. I love the stuff, and you can buy it in virtually every major hardware store over here in Australia. When building this storage cart, don't forget to flip the unit over and screw the pieces together from underneath. One of the main reasons I'm building this storage cart is that, as well as being sick and tired of continually tripping over scrap wood, I'm on a bit of a mission to organise the space so that it works and looks a lot better. I only have a small workshop, so I need to utilise every inch that I can. And as you can see, the unit is coming together very nicely, ticking off all those storage issues that were really starting to annoy me. Okay, on this side of the timber storage cart, I have all my screw boxes tucked away nicely, and then up top here, I've got cans of spray paint and also other small bits and bobs, like screws, that need to be stored. And then down here, I've got a plastic container with all those small offcuts that can be really annoying to store. It's very handy. And then over here, we have a spot for longer offcuts. Nice. And around the back, if we can spin this around, careful. You can see that we have room to store those larger sheet goods and larger pieces of scrap wood. And it also comes with these handy straps to keep everything in place. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Righto, Robbo. Let's go. Down to the ground. All right, there we go. There we go. Oh. Bit of weight in the old girl.
Yeah, not too bad though.
Thanks, mate.
No worries, mate.
Bloody champion.
It's a ripper.
Thanks, mate. Good man.
Okay, folks, here we go. Hopefully my measurements are correct and this thing is going to fit. Fingers crossed. As I always say, measure twice, cut once. Maybe I should practice what I preach. Here we go. Come on, old girl. Don't let me down now. I've come too far. Whew. What a relief. That fits like an absolute glove. And this is going to sort out a lot of those scrapwood storage issues that I've had in this workshop for a long period of time. It's a game changer. Love it. So don't forget, folks, plans are available. I'll leave a link down below, so do yourself a favour and check those out. And if you want to see more workshop storage type solution videos, just like this one, make sure you check out my French Cleat Wall System video, which should be popping up over there. It's an absolute game changer. Alrighty, after all that, I think I need a cup of tea. So till next time, be good, be safe, and I'm out of here. Cheers.